Hi guys, happy 2026. I'm kicking off my 2026 by doing a YouTube video. I know, it's a surprise. For literally the past 4 years, I have promised myself that I would upload regular content and make my YouTube more, okay, what's the word? Full. I want to have more content on my YouTube because I love making videos and editing them, but I'll literally never do that. I never stick with it, and that's something I'm trying to change this year. So here we are. I'm starting off the year with a book video. I thought I would just compile my favourite reads of 2025. I think I read about 27 books altogether, which I know isn't a lot compared to a lot of booktubers out there, but it was a good amount. And I just think, you know, I don't like to rush myself when I'm reading. I take it quite slow, but I've put together my 5 favourite books that I read in 2025, so I thought I'd just share them with you. Smashing. And FYI, you can hear crickets. I'm really sorry. It's not my brain you can hear out loud, funnily enough. There's a pet gecko in the flat that I'm staying in right now, so I'm really sorry if you can hear them. But I mean, it's a bit of ambience, isn't it? So, but yeah, so for the video, I'm just going to talk about my favourite 5 books of 2025. And then at the end of the video, I was actually going to show you my 2026 vision board that I made today on Canva, because I make a vision board every year. And if you want a little bit of inspo and just have a nosy, because I love seeing everyone else's vision boards, then I'm going to reveal that at the end. So the first book I'm going to mention of 2025 that I really liked, I rated, I think, 4 stars on Goodreads, was House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. My best friend gave me this book to read because she thought I would like it, and I bloody did. I really, really like this book. So it's basically about a 17-year-old girl called Iris Hollow, and she has 2 other older sisters. Something traumatic happened to the 3 of them when they were about 8, but they have no recollection of it at all, and it's unspoken of. Like, the mum doesn't speak about it. As they grow up, they realise they are different. I think all of them developed like this bright, like iridescent blonde hair, and they all have like a moon scar at their throat, and you could just tell that they were different from like all the other kids. But it's based in Edinburgh. Gray, one of the older sisters, goes missing out of nowhere, and Iris and the other sister, because there's 3 of them, like I said, sorry, they try and go looking for Gray, and then this is when they start to unravel what might have happened to them when they were little. And it's very adventure, mystical creature, mythical, fantastical vibes. So if you like fantasy, this is nearing on that. And it's basically just about them trying to find their sister, and then they go into finding out what happened to them. And it's definitely probably not what you expect, because yeah, it's fantastical, but it is such a beautiful little book. It's not that big either. I think it's only just over like 300 odd pages, and it's just really fun getting to see what the sisters experience, and why they figure out why they are the way they are. And it's just really beautifully written, and I highly recommend it. So that was one of the books I read that I remember and loved, so you should check it out. The next book I'm going to mention, it's not one of the best books I've ever read, don't get me wrong, but out of all the books I read last year, I feel like it stood out because I really enjoyed the overall premise of it. And that book is The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. And it's basically about a woman who is burnt out. She's fed up of her life. She's stuck in a dead-end job that she's not enjoying anymore. She doesn't really stand up for herself, doesn't have a lot of friends, and basically just doesn't really have a life. She just goes to work, comes home, that kind of cycle. And so she decides that she's had enough, and she decides to go and visit the seaside town that she used to spend loads of time with her family in the UK. Again, it's a UK based book. I read a lot of UK based books this year. Not that I'm patriotic or anything, I just did. But basically she goes to the seaside town, and she goes to like a wellness hotel, or what she thinks is a wellness hotel. It's actually not. It's really run down, and it's basically just, the advertising is fake, but it's very higgledy-piggledy, and she learns to love it, and it's just about her rediscovering what she likes, and just discovering herself and what brings her joy and gets her out of her shell. And then obviously she might meet someone, and it's just a really feel-good little book, and it's very, yeah, it is quite inspiring if you just need a bit of a kick up the bum and you are in burnout yourself. And it was a refreshing read. I enjoyed it, and again, it wasn't that long, and I rated that 3.5 stars. So I know that might not sound high at all, but for me 3.5 is relatively good, and out of the books I read, it was highly rated compared to some of them, because I wouldn't say 2025 was my best reading year, which is why I only have 5 higher rated books, but I just thought I'd still share them. The next book I'm going to mention is called Spilt Milk by Amy Bichel. I think that's how you say her name. This was a bit of a different book for me because it's mainly based around motherhood. I ain't a mother, so I'm surprised I picked it up, but I just heard really good things about it. I think I read this on my Kindle. I actually read a lot of these books on my Kindle this year instead of physically. Not that that really makes a difference, I just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, Spilt Milk is about a woman who's already got a child, and she loves this child to absolute bits, but she's fallen pregnant again, but she decides that she wants to terminate this pregnancy, and it's all to do with the hardships of being a mum and the judgment. And I think within the plot of this, she also has this blog, and she's quite a well-known blogger, and she accidentally posts something that's quite controversial that others find out about, and it's spread online, and it basically makes her look like a bit of a bad person / bad mum. And it's just about her dealing with that, and deciding what the best thing to do is for herself and her body and her well-being. So it's very much female empowerment, going against the norms with pregnancy and termination, and I just felt like it was really eye-opening and just a really well-written book. On the blurb, it basically says, this is a story about the woman we think we know, and the choices we make, the friends who stand by us, and how the secrets we keep and the words left unsaid can be more dangerous than any lie we tell. I just thought it's really good, especially because it revolves a lot around mental health as well, and how we perceive ourselves and how others judge us. So yeah, I just think this was a really insightful book. So I really enjoyed that. The next book I want to talk about is probably quite well known in the book community. Well, this is how I found out about it, and that is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I think it's Poston. This book, I actually don't like a lot of romances. I find them really predictable and quite boring, and I just don't read a lot of romance. I read a lot of thriller or crime. So this was, it's quite rare for me to find a romance that I actually really enjoy, but this one I really enjoyed, and it is very highly reviewed among the book community. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. So a woman who is a publicist, I can't ever say that word. She's a publicist, and she's really overworked, burnt out, and just a bit fed up. And she's grieving as well for the loss of someone in her life who was really close to her. But she moves into the accommodation, the apartment of the person that she's lost. And this accommodation is a step back in time, and if you're in this flat, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, that there's no way for it to turn back in time, it just happens. There's something magical about the apartment, and she decides to get a roommate, and this roommate is from 7 years behind her. I know it sounds weird, but I'm not very good at describing it, so I might just quickly read the blurb because I feel like I'm not good at describing it. It says, her aunt always said the apartment was a pinch in time, a place where moments blended in together like watercolours. And Clementine, who's the lead protagonist in the book, she knows that if she lets her heart fall, she'll be doomed, because she may or may not start to like her roommate, who is 7 years in the past. But it's so clever how it all ties in together, and how she goes from living in the past in this apartment, but then stepping out of the flat and she's in the present. And it's just so beautifully written. And I remember as well saving like so many quotes from this book. And I just thought it was a really well written book. I love the story. I love the two main characters. They weren't cringy. They were realistic, but also it was just really good. And definitely one of my favourite romances I've ever read. It's just really beautiful, and it's also quite sad at times, dealing with grief and overcoming it, and learning to deal with daily life without that person, but also embracing all the memories you had with them, and letting that inspire you. And then just, yeah, it's just really, really lovely book. So I would really recommend that. The last book I'm going to mention was my highest rated book of 2025. I gave it 5 stars. Absolutely had nothing bad to say about it. It was just an amazing book, and one that I wouldn't have reached for. It was actually my boyfriend's mum that gave me this to read, and I'm so glad she gave me this, because it is my favourite book of last year. When I Was Invisible by Dorothy Koomson. This book flips back in time between the 80s to the present. Well, when it was written, which was around like 2015, I think is the latest timescale we get. It is about 2 little girls who have the exact same name, and they grow up at school and become best of friends, and you think they're going to be best friends forever. But unfortunately, something quite traumatic happens to the 2 of them, and some cruel things just happen in their lives, and it means that they part ways. And we kind of flip back in time to when they were at school and they were best friends, to their 2 point of views. So one of them is kind of famous, living like a professional performing lifestyle, and then the other girl actually has a completely different life, and she lives in a convent. And it's about hearing about their 2 sides of the story, how their life is, and they go through a lot of hardships. And so there's a lot of moments in the book that are very hard hitting, and you should definitely check out trigger warnings to do with the book, because there is mention of sexual abuse and mental health and things like that. But you basically hear about the 2 girls' lives now, and you obviously start to understand what happened to them when they were little, and how their lives connect now, because they're trying to reach out to each other. Well, I think the girl who lives in the convent is trying to reach out to the other girl who is an actor, and it's a very deep, hard-hitting book. And sometimes it's not an easy read. I actually think there was a bit of it that made me cry. But honestly, this book, it's not an author that I would go for. It's not really something that I would pick up, I don't think, but I'm so glad that I got given this to read. It was so amazing. And just, yeah, I remember when I finished it, I was gutted that I'd finished it, but also I just thought, wow. Yeah, really, really, really good book. So I highly recommend that. So I know that was a lot of books, and I feel like I didn't really talk much sense about them, but I just wanted to share like 5 books that I think I would recommend to other people to read. And if you haven't heard of them before, you should like definitely check them out. I'm actually currently reading, this is my first book of the year, and that is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, which I've had this on my bookshelf since last year, but I have been wanting to pick this up for months. But I was kind of saving it for myself, because I know it's not good to, but I've got quite high expectations of this, because I know it's quite well reviewed. I'm currently 136 pages in. Also, look how cute my bookmark is. Obsessed. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about a 13-year-old girl who is at a summer camp, and she goes missing out of nowhere. And it's based in like the 1970s/80s. So it's obviously in the past. I'll just read you the blurb because that might be easier. When their 13-year-old daughter Barbara goes missing at a summer camp, all eyes fall on the Van Laar family. They are the people that own this massive summer camp. 14 years ago, their little boy Bear vanished without a trace. So there's 2 children lost to the same wilderness. And so again, we jump between timelines of like the early 1960s of when this little boy went missing in the family to then like I think 1975 when Barbara, the other daughter, goes missing, and in this summer camp. And it's very well written already. I'm really enjoying it because it's quite old school Queen's English, and it's, yeah, I'm really liking the vibe at the moment because I have no idea what way it's going to go at all. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep reading this. But that was my little book wrap up. I can't wait to read some hopefully really good books again this year. And now I just thought I'd end the video with my vision board that I made this morning. I made one last year and the year before. I just think it's really good to have a vision board of what you want for yourself this year and what you can manifest towards. And I love being nosy and seeing what other people are wanting for their year. So I thought you could look at mine. Can you see that? So I made this on Canva, and I basically just went on Pinterest and typed in images related to what I want this year and put them all in a card. So if you want some inspiration, I hope this gives you some. I'm just going to go through why I put them in. So obviously this one here, 2026 looks good on you. That's what I want for this year. I want this to be a good year. And I actually started this year on the 1st of January feeling really good about this year. And I hope that stays. I really hope that stays. Next, we have 3 friends having a drink. That's the vibe I want. I want to hang out with my friends and have a nice little drink. What is my drink of choice at the moment? I do like a vodka lime and lemonade. I also like, I've really gotten into red wine. 19 Crimes to be specific. Beautiful red wine, that is. So just good vibes with friends, you know. What is that? I can't see that from here. Oh, camping. I love camping, and I know that we're going to a festival, which is obviously camping, but I do also think there's plans for us to go to North Wales with some family friends to go camping this year. I just love being in a tent, being outdoors. It's like one of my favourite things. So I definitely hope to see some of that this year. And similarly, I think I put another camping picture in here as well. Yeah, another camping picture, obviously. Look how pretty that is. So cute. Just love all the vibes of being outdoors. I've got, this is like chill nights. I want chill nights with my boyfriend in our little home, whether it's this flat or in the next place we move. Just want comfy, cozy nights with him because we've not had that properly. So I can't wait to experience that for the first time all the time. Books. Can you see that? Obviously, oh, my fringe, sorry. I've got this headband on because I dyed my hair. Well, I had my hair dyed last night at the hairdressers and there's still dye there, lol. So ignore that. Yeah, plenty of books this year. I did set a goal last year for 27. I'm not setting a goal this year because I feel like it adds pressure on me and I don't want that. I don't want any pressure. I want to read because I want to read. So whatever I'm out of books to read is what I read. But I hope to read a lot and good ones too. And I even put this really cute quote in here, which is on a book page. What does that even say? Sorry. Oh, your next chapter is going to be amazing. Lovely. Theatre. One, because I love going to watch theatre, but also, if you don't know me, I have a degree in musical theatre, so I do a lot of performing. I actually just got back from doing a pantomime tour. So I got an itch, which was really fun. Very hard work, may I add, but very fun. And so I want more of that, more theatre opportunities, please. I think this year I am planning on getting an agent and just trying to put myself out for more auditions. So can do that then. Fingers crossed. And that similarly goes with the scripts here, obviously. And then I got another cute little quote here, obviously. Trust the timing of your life. This is a big one because I literally compare myself to every Tom, Dick and Harry, and I need to stop doing that because we're all on our own journey, we're all on our own path. I literally tell people this, so I need to listen to my own advice. So that's why that's on there. A little teddy bear sleeping comfy in bed, because this year I really want to just prioritise resting and looking after myself, especially because since doing the tour, I'm very run down, and I just want to really enjoy actually looking after myself and getting sleep and being in my comforts this year, you know, because I just think that's really important. And I thought it was a cute picture, so that's why that's in there. This one here, what is it? Oh, cards, because I love playing board games. I want more cards and board games this year. Me and Dan started playing, my boyfriend, we started playing Monopoly the other night. Love that, because he got me a Nightmare Before Christmas themed Monopoly board, which is stunning. So we started that the other night. And then for Christmas, my mum actually bought us this really cool like case file mystery murder thing you have to solve with like paperwork and documents. You might have seen something similar. I'll set a picture here. But you basically have to take all the documents and the evidence and stuff and work out who did it, because I love watching documentaries and I love anything to do with crime, so I can't wait to play that. So yeah, definitely more games. I just love game nights. They're my favourite thing. Stop going off. Cooking, especially now that I've got my own space, I want to prioritise cooking more meals. I don't really eat takeout that often. I don't really like it, especially because I'm gluten-free. So if you know, our options are limited on takeaways, especially in a rural area where there's nothing here apart from Domino's. I don't like Domino's. So yeah, I just want to prioritise cooking more. I did get a really nice gluten-free cookbook for Christmas from my mum, so I'm going to try and make all the stuff in there. So I just want to, yeah, really get better with my cooking skills and enjoy cooking more, and making really good meals. Syon Park, the water park in Tenerife. I love a water park. If you don't know me, I am a water baby. I love being in water. And for my 30th, oh, no, it's not my 30th. My birthday was on the 30th. Why am I aging myself? My 30th. Oh, no, it's not. It's not my 30th birthday. My birthday was on the 30th of December. And for my birthday, I went to Coral Reef Water Park in Bracknell because I just love being a massive kid. So I spent the day in the massive pool with the slides and just splashing about. And I had a great time. So I'm planning a trip this year with my friends to go to Tenerife. So we can go to Syon Park. Because I went to a water park in Madrid last summer and it was the best thing of my life. Or was it 2 summers ago? Yeah, 2 summers ago. So yeah, and obviously a plane. I haven't travelled that much in my life. I've not been on a plane many times, so I'd like to, I'm trying to get on that. I'm trying to get to more places, so travelling. And then I have dancing because I love dancing with my friends, going on nights out or having a bit of a boogie. Is there anything? Oh, just this little quote here I thought was quite aesthetic and cute. It just says, I am the love of my own life, because I am, and I should be, especially when my mental health is like, I need to remember this. I am the love of my own life. I don't need no one, all right? I'm here for me. I need to love me. Oh yeah, and then I think like literally the last thing is a festival, specifically Download Festival, because that's the festival I'm going to this year and I'm very excited. Come back. I can't even point. Am I okay? This festival. I love live music. I love festivals. They're my happy. Okay, so the video cut off there, sorry. But that's about it really. That was my vision board of the year, and I hope you liked my book recommendations as well. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this is the first of many this year. I've just realised I do look like an egg. I'm not one of the girls that really pull off a headband, I don't think. And also then my fringe was annoying me, so I was like, I need to tuck that in. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching if you have. Thank you for putting up with the cricket noise. I'm really sorry if that got annoying. Is what it is. I feel like there's a lot of noises in here and it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Please support me, even if it's not aesthetic, because my life isn't aesthetic, unfortunately. I wish it was, but it's really not. Happy reading, happy year in, and I will see you all so soon, and cheers.